James Holder, Eiffel TV, NTK Global. We're here today in the press conference. With me, I've got trainer to WBO World Champion Joseph Parker, none other than Kevin Perry. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well.
Good. Nice to see you. How was your flight?
And you? Flight was good. You know, I just spent 9 weeks in New Zealand and Australia. Got back to Vegas for 7 days and then jumped on a plane here for 3 days. So I'm looking forward to getting back home tomorrow and training camp starting.
Now, we've all heard speculation this fight would be signed at some point in time. Were you guys in preparation, knowing that the deal was close and the fight could be signed?
Oh, we had a fairly good idea that the fight was going to be signed at some stage, you know. And you know, Joe's also, Joe's just come back from Samoa. He's had a nice little holiday there with his mum and dad and his family. You know, we did a little bit of work prior to that. You know, camp starts tomorrow, and then it'll be full on.
How valuable is Dave Higgins as part of the team, and how much attention does he deflect away from Joseph Parker?
You know, everybody in the team does their job, you know, and Dave's done a very good job in putting this fight together. You know, we've used a few antics. We've got under the skin of Anthony Joshua a little bit.
Was that part of the game plan?
Yes, it was. You know, like. You know, this is a big unification fight, and sometimes in a position like this, fighters and their team members will make comments to get under the skin and to you know, look for an emotional response from the opponent's team. And like, you know, a lot of it was taken a little disrespectfully, but it was never ever intended that. Like, you know, we're a classy team. We like to conduct ourselves in a professional manner, and I think now that the fight's made, let's remember, you know, like Joseph Parker had a very small profile here in the UK, and we had to try and introduce the UK boxing fans to the king of the WBO. So we've done that, and I think now you'll see things a little different from now to the lead up to the fight.
Let's talk tactics. Are you expecting Anthony Joshua to come in heavy as he did against Carlos Takam, or are you expecting a more mobile, lighter Joshua?
Well, you know, all I can say is, you know, I know what their camp is saying. You know, Robert McCracken's already expressed that he was disappointed with the weight last time. He wants him coming in lighter. You know, I would presume he'd want to come in lighter. You know, but I've got no control over that. The only control I have is what we do in training camp, and I want Joseph Parker to come in lighter than he was in the last fight against Hughie Fury. You know, I need Joe to be very mobile in this fight. We have a very big, strong, powerful guy in front of us. And yeah, if we let Joshua get his jab going and control things from the outside, it's going to be a difficult night for us. So, you know, there's a lot of things about this fight that we have to be on point with, and mobility is definitely one of those.
Now, I've spent a little bit of time around Joe Parker with the Hughie Fury fight, but nowhere near as much time as yourself. How do you motivate Joseph Parker? What motivates him? What would you say to him?
You know, like, Joe knows the significance of this fight. He knew the significance when he won the world title a little over a year ago. You know, being the first New Zealander ever to win the world title in the heavyweight division. He knows that this is his place in history. You know, this means a lot to him. You probably heard me say in the dais today that, you know, Joseph Parker will give me every last drop of sweat and every last drop of blood that he has in his body in this fight, and I need that from him. You know, I need a career-defining fight of Joseph Parker if we are to be successful on March 31.
As you mentioned in the press conference, or Dave did, Anthony Joshua has been hurt before in the past. He has shown cheats in his armour and his weakness. Does that affect the tactics that you sort of use going into this fight?
We've been looking at Anthony Joshua for over 3 years now. Back in the beginning of 2016, when we beat Carlos Takam, we were the mandatory for the IBF before we chose to go after the WBO. So, like, yeah, we were going to fight Joshua then, when there was, you know, there were no millions of dollars involved and there were no belts at the time. So, look, we know what Anthony Joshua brings. We have a lot of respect for him, as you need to. Olympic gold medalist, 20-0, 20 KOs, big, strong, powerful guy. You know, our game plan is going to have to be followed correctly for us to be successful on March 31.
Do you think he responds worse to pressure or to someone on the back foot?
We're talking about Joshua? You know, I think no one likes pressure. You know, and I don't think he doesn't look that comfortable when he's moving back, but it's pretty hard to move a big guy like that backwards.
He has got ferocious power, Joshua, in both hands. I mean,
he's a powerful guy, but let's not get a little carried away either, because how many people have we ever seen Anthony Joshua knock out with one punch? Okay. I don't think there's anyone on his resume. Anthony's got to hit you with 6 or 8 punches, and they're heavy punches, and they do wear guys down. Joseph Parker has quite a few one-punch clean knockouts, putting people to sleep. He can hit, and we haven't shown it in the last couple of fights. There's a little reason behind that, but I think I think we'll see a different Joseph Parker when we step to Cardiff.
If Joseph Parker does go to Cardiff and manages to derail Anthony Joshua here, it would be a massive occasion, a massive upset. Confidence? Are you confident he can do it? Oh,
of course we are. We're very confident, and we're well aware that we're a heavy underdog in this fight, and there's a lot of pressure on Anthony Joshua. He's expected to win. There's huge public expectation, and the fact that all his fights have ended by knockout, he's expected to knock Joseph Parker out. A guy who's never been off his feet as an amateur, never been off his feet as a professional, and never been hurt in any rounds of sparring. So he's got a lot of pressure on him.
How do you see Joseph Parker winning? What method do you see the fight in?
Oh, I think. I think it's going to be a very, very exciting fight where both guys get tested, both guys have some shaky moments. I think this is going to be a very, very exciting fight, but a fight that we finish victorious.
Do you think it'll be a fight that lives up to its billing?
Yeah, I know, I really do.
Really take to this?
I think this, style-wise, I think this fight's going to be a barn burner. Joe loves people coming forward. Joshua only knows one way, and that is to come forward. He's a big, powerful, strong guy. Parker's going to have to be at his best.
Kevin Dave, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
We'll catch you again soon. Thank you, sir.